was just after midnight when my phone rang. The shrill sound pierced through the quiet of my small apartment, jarring me awake from a restless sleep. Groggy and confused, I fumbled for the phone on my bedside table, squinting at the screen. The caller ID was blocked. I hesitated for a moment, my mind racing. Who could be calling at this hour? Was it an emergency? My heart pounded as I considered the possibilities, but something inside me told me not to answer. Still, curiosity got the better of me, and I slid my thumb across the screen to accept the call. "Hello?" I mumbled, my voice thick with sleep. For a moment, there was nothing but silence on the other end. Then faintly, I heard a voice. It was distant and distorted, as if it was coming from far away, or perhaps from somewhere it didn't belong. "Emma," the voice whispered, barely audible but unmistakably my name. A chill ran down my spine, and I sat up in bed, suddenly wide awake. "Who is this?" I demanded, my voice trembling. The voice didn't answer right away. When it did, it was filled with a sorrow so deep it made my chest ache. "It's me, Lily." I froze, the phone nearly slipping from my grasp. Lily. The name echoed in my mind, bringing with it a flood of memories. Lily had been my best friend, the one person I could always count on, but Lily had died 3 years ago in a car accident. "This isn't funny," I said, trying to keep my voice steady, though my hands were shaking. "Whoever this is, stop it. Emma, I need your help," the voice pleaded, ignoring my words. It was Lily's voice. There was no mistaking it. But how could that be? She was gone. I had been at her funeral, had seen the casket lowered into the ground. This had to be some sick joke. "Where are you?" I asked, my mind reeling. "How are you calling me?" "I'm trapped," Lily's voice answered, her tone desperate and filled with fear. "I can't move on, Emma. I need you to help me." My heart raced as I tried to make sense of what was happening. "Trapped where? What do you mean?" There was a long pause, and for a moment I thought the call had dropped. But then her voice returned, softer now, almost resigned. "At the place where it happened, where I died. I can't leave, Emma. I'm stuck in the dark, and I'm so scared." I felt a knot form in my stomach as I remembered the place all too well. The intersection where Lily's car had been hit by a drunk driver. The image of the wreckage flashed in my mind, the twisted metal, the shattered glass. I had avoided that area ever since, unable to face the memories. "I don't know what to do," I whispered, my throat tight with emotion. "How can I help you?" "Come to me," she said, her voice growing fainter. "Please, Emma, come to me before it's too late." And then, just as suddenly as it had started, the line went dead. The silence that followed was deafening, leaving me sitting in the dark with my thoughts racing. I stared at the phone in disbelief, wondering if I had just dreamed the entire thing. But the fear and the urgency in Lily's voice had been so real, so tangible. Against my better judgment, I found myself getting out of bed and grabbing my car keys. I couldn't shake the feeling that I needed to go to that intersection, that Lily was really there waiting for me. I didn't know what I expected to find, but I couldn't ignore her plea for help. The streets were eerily quiet as I drove through the empty town, the glow of the streetlights casting long shadows on the pavement. My hands gripped the steering wheel tightly as I approached the intersection, my heart pounding in my chest. The closer I got, the stronger the sense of dread became. When I finally arrived, I parked the car on the side of the road, the engine still running. I sat there for a moment, staring at the spot where Lily had died. The street was deserted, just like it had been that night. I couldn't see anything unusual, but the air felt heavy, as if the past was lingering just beneath the surface. I took a deep breath and got out of the car, stepping cautiously toward the intersection. The wind picked up, rustling the leaves in the trees, and I could have sworn I heard a faint whisper carried on the breeze. "Emma," I spun around, my heart nearly leaping out of my chest. There, in the middle of the road, was a faint, shimmering figure. It was Lily, just as I remembered her, but translucent and pale. She looked at me with sad eyes, her form flickering like a candle in the wind. "Lily," I breathed, unable to believe what I was seeing. "I'm here. What do I do?" Her voice was barely a whisper now. "I need you to let me go, Emma. I've been holding on to you, and I didn't realize I was keeping myself trapped here. But you have to tell me it's okay." Tears welled up in my eyes as I stepped closer. "It's okay, Lily. You can go. You don't have to stay here anymore." She smiled faintly, her form growing even fainter. "Thank you. I'll miss you." And just like that, she was gone, fading into the night as if she had never been there. I stood there for a long time, staring at the empty spot where she had been. The air felt lighter now. The oppressive weight lifted. Lily was finally at peace. I drove home in a daze, the reality of what had just happened slowly sinking in. I didn't know how to explain it, or if anyone would even believe me. But I knew one thing for sure. Lily had reached out to me from beyond the grave, and I had helped her find the peace she needed. As I crawled back into bed, I felt a sense of closure, knowing that my friend was finally free. And from that night on, I never received another midnight phone call.